Do you want to be in the video or something? Not your usual style. Care to go to the seat? What? This is very needy of you. You're not usually needy. That's your sister. Can you be at peace right there? I don't know if you guys can hear him. All right. Let's get this show on the road. Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I've been abandoned by Bean. He got his affection and he left. So, good start. But I would like to catch up with you guys because it's been like 6 or 7 weeks since my last upload and I kind of disappeared without saying anything. So I will say, if you stuck around through my unexpected leave of absence from YouTube, I greatly appreciate it. I didn't notice a lot of attrition in the subscriber count. So if you stuck it out, thank you. I really appreciate it. So I am a little out of practice. Bear with me here. I'm going to kind of catch you up on what's been going on in my life, why I took a break, let you know what little I read in June and July, and then catch you up on like the future plans-ish, kind of, sort of. So why I disappeared. I just got stretched really thin in life. So if you guys are unfamiliar, I do work 2 jobs. I have a full-time 9 to 5, and then I have a side gig because mama's got bills to pay. And sometimes it just doesn't all balance. So I was working my 2 jobs. I was house sitting. I was cat sitting. I've been doing a lot of job applications because my second job is not producing the income that it used to. And so, we got to adjust for that. And I've also had quite a few dentist and orthodontist appointments in the last 2 months. I'm sure you can see them, but I am now starting Invisalign, and I had to have, the dental cleaning that they have you do beforehand, and then they found a cavity or 2 that they had to fill, and then they do like the initial scan of your teeth, and then they do the bonding appointment. I swear to God, if one more person sticks their fingers in my mouth, even if it is for a legitimate reason, I want to bite. I'm so fed up. But I am happy to be starting Invisalign. I will say I did have braces for 5 years. I had braces from 5th grade to 9th grade, and I had 1 summer off in there. And I did, in fact, wear my retainer through the rest of high school and into college. But junior year of college, I cracked my retainer, and then I dropped it on the carpet of a lifeguard office, which is pretty gross. I don't think any lifeguard office should ever be carpeted. That's just foul. And I dropped it in some boiling hot water, thinking that would kill any grossness from the floor, and shrunk it like a shrinky dink. And then because I was in college, I was broke, and could not afford a new retainer. So we are now doing Invisalign, which sucks. But I will say, if you have any questions about like braces versus Invisalign, my Invisalign experience so far or anything like that, leave them below, because I've done both now, or I'm doing one and had the other. So there are pros and cons to both. I will say this is forcing me to have better habits. My snacking has kind of come to an end because it's really just not worth it. Like, it's not worth it to like pop out the tray and then have to brush your teeth and brush the tray and floss and like all that stuff. Like, sometimes the snack is just not worth it, man, which sucks. My snacks have been taken away, and I'm a huge snacker. I'm also a pretty big pop drinker, and that has come to an end. It's like water or bust at this point. So it's just, I've been a little bit miserable, I won't lie. And then I'll also get rubber bands in the next couple weeks. So if you see those, that's what, it's going to be from the back molar to like my canine on both sides. So if you see that, it is, that's what that is in my mouth. And it might change my speech pattern a little bit. I don't know. I haven't really gotten like a lisp from the Invisalign. I know some people do experience that. So anyway, long story short, I just got a little stretched thin between the doctor's appointments and the working and the side gigs and just all of that good stuff. I just got stretched a little thin. And while I love YouTube and I love making videos, it is a hobby. And so it kind of, and it's also a very time consuming one, especially because, you have to read the book in order to review the book and all that good stuff. So this kind of ended up being on the chopping block until I got a little bit more time back. So thank you again if you stuck around while I was trying to catch up on life. I greatly appreciate it. To what I read in June and July, really not much. Really not much. Like I said, another big reason why I didn't upload was I wasn't reading. So I did read The Shadow of the Gods in the beginning of July. I think you guys, that ended up in my 24-hour readathon. So there's already a video talking about how I feel about that book and all of that good stuff. But I did start filming this video and I got about halfway through, and then that's kind of when things went sideways. So I was going to read like an anticipated releases 5-star prediction sort of video, and these were my picks. I did finish The Floating World by Axio and The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I'm happy to report that I was correct, and these both ended up being 5 stars. I have loved every single book that I've read by Axio so far, so she is an auto-buy author for me at this point. This was like a very interesting mix of like fantasy and almost steampunk in a way. And I thoroughly enjoyed this. I will say it's been a hot minute since I read it, clearly, because I read it back in the beginning of June and it is now end of July. And so I can't really say a whole lot on like what the contents of the book was. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, it's not that I didn't love it. It just, unfortunately, I had 5 million things on my mind. And so this didn't really stick with me. I will say it's about a soldier and an acrobat with a, hidden identity. And the two of them, he gets sent after her because she's got a bounty on her head. And the two of them kind of end up forming a friendship and traveling together and challenging each other's views on the world and their roles in that world. So like I said, thoroughly enjoyed this book. And then I picked up The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I also very much enjoyed this one. I actually think I enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed her duology, One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. And she just writes really, really cool magic systems. So in this book, we're following Sybil, who is like a prophetess, or sorry, she's a diviner, my bad. And so in this world, the kind of like aforementioned like diviners belong to the abbey where everybody like comes to worship their gods. And she and they charge people for the diviners to like take a look at their future and like interpret these omens. There are, I believe, 6 omens, which are kind of like gods in this world almost. And Sybil is one of 7 diviners, I believe. And after the king comes to get his future predicted, the sisters of Sybil start disappearing. And so she decides to align herself with one of the Kingsguard and really the king to figure out what has happened to her sisters. So I thoroughly enjoyed both books. If you were considering picking up either book, please do. And then I got how many pages into Rewind It Back? 292 pages into Rewind It Back. It looks like maybe 2/3 to 3/4, somewhere in there. This is the last book in the Windy City series. It's following Rio's love story. He's kind of been like the golden retriever little brother figure in this like found family. And we finally find out why, despite, all of his dating, it never makes it past the first date. And that's because he's hung up on a childhood friend and love. And I am going to be picking this book back up, so you will kind of get my final thoughts and feelings on this book in a video. I'm planning on shooting like an me easing back into reading vlog, just because, like I said, I have not been reading, which is one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't posting. Like, not only did I not have time for editing anything, but I didn't have time to really read anything. So that has kind of been why I disappeared and what I read while I was gone. And like I said, thank you if you stuck around, because I realize that, you subscribe to somebody for them to continue putting out content for you to enjoy, and then someone disappears without an explanation, and you're kind of like, what the hell? So thank you if you stuck around. I greatly appreciate it. So, upcoming videos. So the next two videos, Wednesday's video is going to be my August TBR video, and then the following vlog on Sunday is going to be an ease back into reading video. So that's kind of the future plans. The goal is to keep uploading on Wednesdays and Sundays. If push comes to shove, because like I said, this is a hobby. Unfortunately, I don't make any money off this. So when, things get dicey, this is kind of the first thing on the chopping block. And I'm so sorry if that's something that's like frustrating or really, really bothers you. But like I said, I got bills to pay. So reading is my hobby. And sometimes when life gets a little crazy, your hobby gets pushed to the wayside. So the goal is to continue the Wednesday, Sunday upload schedule. If in the future I just can't make time for it, I will try to keep uploading on Sundays at minimum, and I will post in the community tab if my Wednesday video is just not happening. So like I said, I don't expect it to go that way. I am trying to get ahead of my filming so that there's a little bit of wiggle room in case life happens. I think I made a mistake when I started this channel, because I kind of, in order to like not let myself chicken out, just filmed and uploaded. And then I had like committed to the Wednesday, Sunday schedule. And then I was kind of like filming, editing, posting like back to back to back to back. And I didn't, like, a lot of people have like a 2 or 3 week like lead in. And I just didn't do that. So I was kind of like frantically trying to keep up. I didn't leave myself like any breathing room. So I'm trying to build myself some breathing room this time in order to not do this again. So with that being said, I will see you for my August TBR video. But again, thank you if you stuck it out. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.